Hey there, YouTube. Team Survival here, coming at you live from a Steak and Shake. What do we got here today? Leo, what'd you do today?
We got 15th at the Milwaukee Regional, which is just shy of 400 people, playing super heavy Vanquish Soul with a lot of graveyard interaction.
Cool.
Shout out to my sponsor, Elite Sports Cards. They sponsor all of Team Survival. He's based in Chicago. The store owner's name is Ronnie. He's just an amazing person who looks out for his community, and shout out to you, Ronnie. So, into the deck profile. The deck's positioned quite well in the format, in my opinion. So we go 3 Raisin, 1 Jiaolong. That's your fires for the deck. Only 1 Mad Love. I recently cut this down to 1. You just don't need the second. It does kind of brick up your hands even more. You only ever need the 1. The second copy is not necessary by any means. Its bounce effect is pretty good. A lot of things have low defense. I basically used every effect of every card today. It was a grind, but yeah, 1 copy of that.
So including the Jiaolong attack position switch?
That even came up.
Yeah.
Wild enough.
Yeah.
2 Border. This was the best card in the deck at most points of the day. I used to play the Imseti line in the deck, but without that extra firepower, I found myself having to burn and using cards like Snow Devil and Mourner to kind of make up for the difference that I had in firepower. The ability to also dodge targeting effects is super important. I wouldn't play this card at 1. I like it at 2. I saw another topping list that actually had it at 3 with 3 of the Caesar Valius. For me, 2 felt perfect, and I can't disclose enough how important it is for you to focus on getting the burn and drawing when you need to draw, but when in situations when you're kind of in control, don't keep greeting for cards that you already have. Go for the burn so that you can really finish the game. 2 Caesar Valius. I don't play Pantera. I just choose to search this instead. You can play the Pantera. I totally get theory behind it, but for me, I opted to go with 2 Caesar Valius, and that's it for the Vanquish Soul monsters. Next up for consistency is 1 Rhoda, 3 Staker Soul. If you resolve this card, you're in a really good position for the game, just period. Rhoda is just really great Ash bait. It was really nice for me today. And then 1 Continue. This is a very low spell count, obviously because we're playing Super Heavy Samurai. Continue is really good. There was 1 point where I actually held it for end phase, knowing my opponent was going to try and Bastille me so that I could activate this, and he probably thought I was going to set it. So I got to dodge the Bastille, and it was super huge.
Yeah, and it was your Borger that they were trying to target in Grave, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get Borger. 1 Snow Devil. This card's huge. Its burn is insane. Setting up the board wipe is super easy to do and consistent, and its protection clause is nice, but it's really about the burn. The 1800 damage, along with your Borger burn, any chip damage you do with attacks, and the Mourner from your side deck is super pivotal for this deck winning. And the board wipe is so consistent. There's many lines to do. I personally grabbed the Mad Love to search this, but you can just straight up search this if you already have everything you need, instead of going for the Mad Love with Raisin and then summoning it out, or for Jiaolong. So there's definitely lines where you need to be more conservative and choose to search this instead of the Mad Love with Jiaolong. You just have to make that read. Into the Super Heavy. I don't think I could ever cut this engine, just because it raises the ceiling of the deck. It insulates against Nibiru, and it's great at breaking boards and getting interactions out. It sucks drawing either of these, or drawing this in multiples, but what the engine gets done for the deck, either getting you to Raisin, getting you to a Omni Negate in Barone, or getting you to Exciton Knight to help break boards, is extremely pivotal, and Exciton was really strong today.
And you just about immediately started shopping this variant as soon as King Dempsey came out.
Yes, I've been on this for a while. I recently didn't have a great result in Providence, and we were testing Imseti even with the new field spell, and we had an awesome list together, but we felt that to compete with the current meta, it was better to go for some more graveyard interacting cards than try to just out-engine a better engine deck.
Yeah. And just for clarity, back in Providence, the field spell wasn't out quite yet.
Yeah.
But what we're saying by Imseti, the Horus line, and all those monsters and so on.
So 3 Fenrir and 1 Rise Hard. This was just... I can't even put into words how strong Fenrir was today. It answers so many things. It strikes the fear of God into people the second it's summoned onto the field. People are, like, I guess not used to it anymore because it's supposed to be a bad card. It's not a bad card. Even the Rise Hard effect was super, super clutch. It gets interactions out, making your Kurikara alive. It's just really, really nice. I never got into the Big Eye. I do play it, but getting the fire is super, super important off of Fenrir. And obviously, Fenrir control with summon limit it's one of how I won one of my matches. Fenrir summon limit is really, really powerful. 2 Kurikara. This was perfect at 2. I wouldn't play 1. I probably wouldn't play 3. You see it enough. We can't search it like Snake Eyes, but it is just so powerful. It answers cards like Appaloosa. It clears large boards and puts you into a grind state that you would think this deck probably couldn't keep up, but it can against other decks. It is absolutely pivotal for the deck. And I think Kurikara against Voiceless Voice is really, really strong. They only have 1 negate, and then you get to clear that monster. It's really, really good. Depending on the game state that you're in, it could just essentially win you the game. Summon back I think her name is Lo from the graveyard with this. That's brutal to them. Then 3 Ash. Fire. Really good. 3 Shifter. Yes, I know this is another Shifter deck, but it put in so much work today. My opponent just didn't interact with me and scooped 1 game. It's just really, really powerful. This is one of the reasons why we cut the Imseti line, because we couldn't play it with Imseti. I'm not going to explain or mansplain why Shifter is a good card right now. 3 Bell. 1 game, I drew all 3 of these against Voiceless Voice. Shout out to my opponent for still beating me that game. Yeah, that was wild, but this is really, really strong. Most people still chain it incorrectly and have Low be chain link too. You guys shouldn't be doing that. That's also why I like Bestials, is I don't care about the chain links. But yeah, Bell was really, really strong.
Well, I guess, can you add, if they chain link the other guy, if they chain link to the other guy, they're trying to search the trap, right? Or what exactly are they searching?
I'm not sure essentially if it can search spell trap. I know it can search a monster.
Okay.
And then I'd have to read it again. Last but not least is 3 Bestials, 1 Dynamite, 2 Druid's Worm. Obviously this searches you Valius, but more than not, you're going to go for Druid's Worm. Druid's Worm was absolutely clutch for me today. My round 1, one of my favorite cards of all time is Chaos Angel, and I went with Druid's Worm and Mad Love to make Chaos Angel and get the send. It clutched me the game. Its banishing right now is super, super strong. And this also sends. It does target, which is like not super great, but yeah, I love that play, and so I'm super excited to have it back in my deck. You're only ever searching Mad Love, so don't feel like you're not going to get to that play, because you will. You're going to know when you're going to go for the line, because you're going to be searching the Mad Love. You're never trying to draw Mad Love. You only want to be searching it. That's it for the main deck. Next is the extra. 3 Rock. Shout out to Juan for the ulti. 1 IP. This is kind of a greedy card. I'm still going to keep it in, but like I ended up starting to just make this. Great for Nibiru dodges. I did lose to Nibiru Imperm round 2. 2 games. It was pretty brutal. The Nibiru just absolutely cooked me. Even had like Ash and whatnot. And then my only other loss was against a Fire King Snake Eye deck. All my other wins were against meta decks. I beat 2 Voiceless Voice, 2 Snake Eye, a like water control deck that was like using the Goaty cards that was really, really strong. It got into like a really big grind game. A hero deck where the guy was fine, he was just really tired and wasn't like remembering everything, which was kind of annoying. We had to repair a game state. And then who else did I play? I forgot the last person. But anyways, 1 World of Goddess. I actually really like this. This is just it. You don't cut this card. It does come up where you need to link away something where they can't see the interaction coming and they can't react to it. So this is just really good to play. I would not cut Underworld of the Goddess. Period. Next up is Battle Boxer Dempsey. So King Dempsey obviously gets you Raisin, and I even do that when I already have Raisin because I want to get my fire attributes up. It's great for baiting out hand traps. It's great to link away with. It's one of the cards you want to go through with your super heavy line. Yeah, it's just an incredible card. Searching Fire Warrior is super, super nice. It helps the consistency of the deck and the grind of the deck, so it's an absolute must. You have to play it. One Dweller, I don't think I made this once today, but it's a super powerful card. It makes me want to bring back Parallel Exceed because some people side Parallel Exceed to stop the graveyard. A great card. I wouldn't cut it. There were definitely games that if we kept playing, I would have made Dweller and won with it, but they scooped instead. This is Exiton. I just brought this back. It was so powerful today. People react to it on summon, then you chain it on summon. They're like, wait, what? You can do that? Yes, you can do that. It's only battle phase during your opponent's turn, main phase during your turn. This trades extremely well into Voiceless Voice because they only have one negate, and then they can't interrupt this from that point on. So this is super, super important to play for that. I cleared an entire board and then went Zeus multiple times today. Zeus isn't as powerful as it used to be, but 2 board wipes and then you probably have Raisin in hand. You're in a pretty good position from like going second. So definitely have to play this. One Big Eye. I didn't make it. It is what it is. I like the idea of it. A Typhon, super good today. Such a good card.
Great card.
Obviously Zeus. These two do a lot. They're great cards. And then the Excelsior, the Barone, and then the Chaos Angel. The fact that you can get to a installation for your combo to beat Nibiru by leading with your super heavy line is super, super nice from the motorbike. And then you can chain block the Excel with motorbike, putting into your spell trap zone. So it goes 1-2, which is important to know.
The Wakashi.
Yes. Wakashi, yeah. So it's super important to know. Then you're free to play without having to worry about Nibiru. Do be careful. If you have Fenrir and you go Fenrir and then go that line, you will get Nibiru before you can insulate. Typically, if you just go for the super heavy line, Nibiru is the 5th summon to insulate that.
Yeah.
I do greed sometimes, and I do go Fenrir first, because if I don't go Fenrir and then I go for the line, then missing out.
Even then, you can still get this Fenrir out there by doing the Pendulum Summon.
True. This is true.
Yeah. So you would say that probably you used every card in your extra deck except for
Big Eye.
Big Eye and Underworld Goddess, right?
I think I made her one game.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I made her one game. The only card I didn't use was Big Eye.
Big Eye. Yeah.
And when I did make IP, I think I shouldn't have.
Okay.
Those would be the 2 cards you could look at changing. This is Mourner. Because we're playing Shifter, we needed a card that worked like Imperm or Veiler that could work under Shifter. Drawing this in Shifter against Snake Eye is fucking cracked. And the card is super strong because it burns. So like if you wait for this is something I was working with Juan a lot with before the tournament. He really trained me on how to beat Snake Eye, and I had already done my research on how to beat Voiceless. If you do this when they go for the equip the link on Savage Dragon, they're going to take 3,000 damage and they're not going to get the negate on Savage Dragon. So it's super, super powerful for that. And obviously, there's positions where you want to use this on Oak. If you're in I keep saying this, like simplified game state, but you've kind of interacted with them multiple times, and they're going for that like last hurrah with the Oak effect that they special summoned. You hit this when it's summoned, super, super clutch. The burn on this is really, really important. I'm so glad I played through this on the side. I was putting it in all day. Fuck Droll. This card's awful. I don't think I want to play this. I would have rather played like Parallel Exceed or potentially Anti-Spells. I think Anti-Spells could have been really good. I don't think I'd play this card moving forward, period. And it conflicted with Shifter. I'd have to take Shifter out for it. And like most situations, Shifter's already doing a better job. Unless you're facing like Goaty. Then 3 summon limits. This card's crazy. I did lose 1 match because he Harpy Feather Dustered this, which was super brutal. But sometimes you just open the hard one of, and you don't even need to get thrust to it. This card's crazy. It needs to be addressed on the ban list for sure. We've been knowing this card's really strong for a while, but now with all the other floodgates out, it's really shining. I put this in a lot of times during the day. Ice Dragon's Prison, I think that it's pretty good against Voiceless Voice because they've got 3 different fairies to use this on. The Herald, the big girl, she's like a level 8 or whatever, and obviously Low, they're all fairy. So the theory to this is really, really strong. It also answers Fire King a little bit, and it also answers Snake Eye a little bit. You just need to be smart about how you use it. I was putting in 2 in all day. I don't need the 3rd, so I'm going to figure out what this is supposed to be. I only ever put 2 in.
TC Boo.
I don't think TCB is good right now. I love TCB, I just don't think it's good right now. But yeah, 2 of these, I think I'm going to keep running this. I thought that it was a really great card, so I'll find out what this is supposed to be. Obviously, if you guys don't know what Ice Dragons is, revive a card from the graveyard, same type, banish both, but you don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and revive your opponent's card and not banish, which is great. So I think people were not properly utilizing this to its full effect. This is just a Bestial, but better going first. And then for back row removal, we don't want to conflict with their super heavy line, so we 2 Pankratops and a Harpies. These did occasionally go in. Sometimes I actually went with this instead of 2 Pank. I think Pink's really great. It's on attribute, and then Harpies is Harpies. I think Harpies and like Lightning Storm are pretty good, counter to what everyone thinks. I would rather play Lightning Storm than Evenly Matched if I'm trying to remove back row, but I do understand some decks can utilize Evenly Matched a little bit better. Yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Shout out to my boy Juan. We worked really hard on this. Meaning like 2 nights ago at midnight, we're like, fuck it, let's just change the deck. But we theoried everything out together. We tested, he trained me on how to beat Snake Eye. So shout out to my boy. And here we are, top 15. See ya.